Hi, this is Lada from astrolada.com with your January 2019 horoscopes. Happy New Year, guys! And this year starts with a sprint. This is the year numerologically of the number 3, and the number 3 corresponds to the planet Mars. And we start this year having to go very to mobilize our powers. We have no time to rest after the festivities. Mars year is going to be very dynamic with a lot of new beginnings, with a lot of initiatives that people will feel. And this year starts with 2 eclipses, guys. Wow. Eclipses are about fated events that turn our life around and place new beginnings and complete old programs, karmic programs in our life. And Mars is in Aries, making it very dynamic. Things will just come out of the blue, bam, 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 bam. Wow. But I have a present for you for 2019. And you can go already on my website and see it's a Christmas present for you, 2019 presents. It's the free weekly transit calendar. Basically, you can go at any time and check what specific transits you're going to be having for the whole week ahead. Some people might have up to 20, 30 transits per week. And it says, like I've been writing it for 3.5 years with very detailed descriptions, practically what you expect. And this is so different because this is not a generic horoscope. Like you're not listening just for Aries, your sun sign, or Venus. This is like a professional astrologer does a reading. It's your specific transits. No one else in the world has the same transit at the same time as you, unless you have a twin born within 2-3 minutes from you. Otherwise, this is the real deal. No one is born with the same horoscope, and you will see a proper horoscope, and it's free, guys. If you want a month or a year, you can update the version, but otherwise, I'm giving it to you for free. I'm so excited. There is no such available tool for free. There is no such available free software online anywhere with so much information unless you pay or you have a professional astrology program. So there you go. Go and check it out. Plus, I have prepared for you for January 140 pages report for everything important that's happening for all the 12 signs inside, for every important astrological event, what you can expect. So if you want to get it, it's just $7.99 for the whole of January. I also have February ready for you. It's very professional astrology with very practical advice as well. It's like an in-depth calendar, almost like a book for the whole month, day by day. All right. And also don't forget my my yearly 2019 videos are out. You can get them 1 hour and a half. Also the written ones, you can get them, and the calendar, 2019 calendar. And we have a retreat in the summer. My first retreat in Bulgaria for 4 days. Will be quite a few astrologers there. Nicola Stojanovic is the main one, and me as well. We'll have some psychics from the website as well. And you can check out again on the link below if you want to join us. And we're gonna party, and you're gonna come to my place, to my house, and we're gonna go to the beach every day, and we're gonna do astrology for hours. So it's gonna be exciting year, very dynamic, full of energetic things. So let's dive into each of the signs. So, Leo, January 2019. Well, this month should be pretty awesome and good for Leos, actually. It's one of the few signs that is having more positive influences than the others because just some Leos, those born pretty early on, will have the eclipse happening. It can create some crisis. I'll mention who those of you are. But let's start with the general influences. And if you don't have a good month, Leos, well, something else is happening in your chart. It's not from the sign Leo, some other planet in your horoscope. So you need to check your personal transits. You can do now for free for a week, for each week for free on my birth chart calculator. But let's see what's happening. Well, Mars is entering another fire sign in Aries, which is your 9th house. So when Mars enters another fire sign, you as a fire sign Leo, you're going to feel more energetic, but in a positive way that is not disruptive, not stressful. Things like whenever you try to do something, because Mars is our force and willpower to do things, you'll be luckier. You'll be able to be, when you're trying to do something, to do it with less effort, things to align easier for you without having to make holes through a wall. And also you will feel more in the flow with your actions. You basically, when you start doing something, you'll do it at the right time, or And you feel energetic, but again in a non-disruptive way. The only thing is that when Mars is in your ninth house, you feel a bit more opinionated, and you're willing even to fight for your beliefs, and you have very strong beliefs that you feel strongly about. But this can again make you give you, some of your charisma, but you say out your opinions and your beliefs, you state them very strongly, and you might fight with someone again about such things, and you're gonna also be very proactive in your basically for traveling. Some of you might travel. This can be a good time to travel. They say Mars is accident prone, but Mars is great in areas there'll be like more excitement and more hectic energy when you're traveling. But at the same time, it's making good aspects with your sign, Leo. Also, you can move forward with matters concerning your higher education, because Mars is in your ninth house. Matters of teaching, of learning, of studying as well. They'll proceed with fast speed. And maybe some tension. That's the nature of Mars. Stress, because you want things get done faster there. Uh, the only problem is that you might have some clashes of opinions, as I said, and especially with teachers or father figures, there can be more tension there, and mentor figures of some sort. But again, as I said, in most of your undertakings, this Mars is helping also if you're in some kind of a legal dispute, because ninth house is law and high courts of some sort. This can be pretty active month and pretty happening for you. Um, the other thing is that Venus is going to be in your fifth house. So Venus, the other planet of passion and love, is in another fire sign. It's in Sagittarius from around, I think, from around the 10th or something like that. Let me just check. Venus goes in Sagittarius from around the 8th. So from around the 8th, you also become more agreeable. Venus starts helping you. Again, even in love, you become more lucky. So that can be a good time for dating, for example, for some of you Leos, because Venus in the fifth house of dating, of romance, make things go smoothly and easier there. I don't know what I'm showing you because I don't have Venus here. And Venus is going to join the Jupiter. So it means Jupiter is the big planet of luck. Venus is the small planet of luck. They join together. So matters regarding romantic life, matters regarding expressing love, giving and receiving, and dating, matters regarding how loved you feel, and matters regarding creative projects, matters regarding your children go well, you receive support there. And if you're a woman with the moon in Leo, again, you can feel this because the moon is very important in the sign, in the horoscope of a woman. Uh, and you feel more creative, you feel more liked, I would say, as well, and you feel more in mood for entertainments, for enjoyments, for fun and dates. But at the same time, there is an eclipse in your sixth house, and it starts from the beginning of the month. So some of you might be feeling it already, and this eclipse is a solar eclipse, which means new beginnings over the next 6 months. Maybe not immediately in January, but something you might take a decision then, or even a little bit before January, because an eclipse is felt a month before and a few months after. But it's going to be new beginnings in regards to work. Maybe some new work projects will come because you complete some old ones, because the South Node is there. You're ending something, you're completing, you're letting go of something, and you're starting something new. And not only that, but Saturn is part of this eclipse very close. So it means that there might be new responsibilities and duties that come to you, because sixth house naturally rules our routines, duties, errands, responsibilities, workload. So Saturn will definitely has been increasing that since it's been there for a year now. But this eclipse might make it more like it can bring some new duty or responsibility, or debt that you can clear and pay off, because the sixth house also rules debts towards a person, to financial or emotional. And it can feel a bit like a burden, but overall it's not so. If you're more hardworking, and if you're not afraid of that, I think you'd cope pretty well. On another level, as I said, it can increase work responsibilities and duties, but it can require, because Saturn requires us to to downsize something, to make smaller or more organized or more efficient, and there it's your work. So Saturn can require to make your work or your daily duties more organized, more efficient. And it might become like a critical point where you can't, now with this eclipse, you can't postpone anymore, so you have to put your life more in order. And it can feel like a pressure from outside, like it's not your choice, this is the nature of Saturn, but it's ultimately for good, because this eclipse is happening with the spiritual star Vega, extremely helpful and healing star. So it's kind of like the higher hierarchies are aligning to help you do that for your better good, for your higher good. They're not trying to drag you somewhere to a darker place. So some extra responsibilities, but if you can appear in your duties and work, say maybe you can change something in your work environment, some new project as well, or it can indicate some crisis that can happen around your work, like the completion of one job and the start of another job, for example, or one part of a job, or duty or responsibility, and the start of some new duty and responsibility, which can feel a little bit that you have to put more effort, that you have to make some sacrifice, maybe out of your personal time, but it is what it is. It's for your higher good. The star Vega is always for our highest good. And at the same time, though, you have the fun influence of Venus and Jupiter in your fifth house, so you can go on good dates, you can enjoy yourself, you can find enjoyable hobbies that help you relax, that help you feel more in line and attuned. And Mars is helping as well. Mars is helping you go in the flow, and when you start actions, for them to proceed well. But the sixth house is also your health. There might be some, in extreme cases, some health crisis for some of you, or strong awareness and feeling that you have to change something, that you have to start something new and sacrifice maybe some old bad habits, because the south not requires sacrifices. And it might feel like it's high time. You can't postpone it anymore. Sometimes you might be forced into it by actual health condition, or you might just, your inner, some authority can force you into it, or your inner voice, critical self-authority voice, can make you, okay, I can't do that anymore. I'm gonna break that habit. I'm gonna break that, that unhealthy lifestyle, or that unhealthy pattern of, some routine or habit that you have, because new such patterns need to emerge there. And you're gonna have the self-perseverance and self-discipline. And as I said, the spiritual forces of Vega are behind you to help you in that endeavor as well, because it's ultimately for your liberation and higher good. Even though it might feel like you are denying yourself something now in order for this new beginning in your health and in your daily routines to come, or even work, because Saturn has like a denying influence or self-restricting, you will, at least it's a rare opportunity that you'll have the staying power to go through with it and to take it to a much better spiritual state of mind. Also, you have another eclipse, which is the lunar eclipse on the 21st in the sign of Leo, but it's the last eclipse that affects Leos. A lot of Leos have big changes and more challenging but interesting and manifesting times, because eclipses create fated events, and they've been happening for the past 2 years in your sign. This is the last one, so it's a final chapter, conclusion, ending. And especially those Leos that are born very early on the 23rd, the 24th, the 25th of July, so the first 3 degrees, 0 to 3 degrees ascendant or sun or moon, they will feel it the most. Their life can still have a big change now in January, and for the next 2 months. It can be like a forecast that in the next 3 months something can turn around 180 degrees in your life, and especially because this eclipse is square by Uranus, this change can happen suddenly. And those of you, if you're born those days or degrees, I want you to take care of your health more, and to be cautious around the days of the eclipse, because not to overdrink, not to go traveling, not to make some major life decisions, postpone them to a few days after that. You might be thinking about them, meditating on them or whatever, but postpone them. And also people with heart conditions, because this is the sign of Leo, be careful around this lunar eclipse in Leo, because it can create some, it can unlock some chronic heart conditions or palpitations for some of you, especially the ones that are on the degrees day. If you have if it's your Sunday, an important male figure, can big change can happen, but it's usually a culmination of events. And it's a or important father figure or something to do with your career can be changing, and kind of in a fated way. And if it's your moon, it might be your life, your personal life, your moon in Leo, especially the earlier degrees that can be changing. The number of family members, important woman in your life, a big change. Your mom, your role as a parent, your home, your place of birth. I had two eclipses on my moon in the last 2 years and two babies. A month before the eclipses it happened, but as I said, eclipses, it's a messenger of big life changes, and sometimes they can be a bit shocking, surprising. This one in particular can be shocking, surprising. And for all of you Leos, because this is the last Leo eclipse, you can feel it more. You can feel more sensitive, more emotional. There can be a completion of and resolution of some problems, because this is the last of those eclipses. Full moon is about resolution, completion, seeing results of something. And because it's with the North Node tends to give results, material results of some sort. So some of you might be completing some important project or wrapping something up and seeing its results. But somehow the spotlight will be on you. You might be put during this eclipse more on the days around it and the months, or a month or two, that you might have to take some more central role and decisive role, some important decisions in your life. And they have to be taken quite suddenly and fast, and they can feel a bit disruptive because of the Uranus influence that's coming from the sign of uh, Aries. So, yes, Leo, so this eclipse definitely can turn the lives of some of you, especially the earlier born, the July born Leos, the first few degrees Leos. The later born Leos, they can just feel a bit more emotional, they can just feel more reactive emotionally. I've written, and my teacher has written like 20 pages in the January 2019 report, which I'm offering 140 pages for this specific eclipse, what it means, which cycle it is, what to do specifically. I'm not gonna give up all the information, because this is something she and me have worked for many months on. So if you're interested in, you can check out the prediction for January, the written one, in depth, 120 pages, 140 pages. Anyway, um, so yes, so some of you Leos can actually gain something, and this eclipse, they can activate the fulfillment, the manifestation, the material manifestation of something that is very important for you. And it depends whether it's your sun, moon, or ascendant. And I gave a little bit of differences what it means there. Um, and it can indicate, but a change. It's a change, which always a change can indicate some crisis first, and then though you gain something from it after that, once you adapt. I think that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that, and interesting month ahead. There'll be focus a lot on work, but also having fun and feeling in the flow more as well. So yeah, just be careful around the eclipses, because the eclipses always involve the sun, and that's you. And this is when the king should be careful when he is involved in when the eclipses are hiding the light of the king, basically. And usually important decisions happen in the lives of Leos around eclipses, and this one in particular, because one of them is in Leo. So thank you so much. And yeah, you can check your specific um, prediction on my birth chart calculator. No, on the transit calculator. I'm putting a link for it there. You can check your weeklies, or you can buy for a month or many months ahead. And because some of you always say, oh, my predictions are never true on those videos, you have to check your personal horoscope. Those predictions are general. You see, usually planets affect within 1-2 degrees, and Leo is 30 degrees. So when I say this planet is there, it usually affects 2 or 3 degrees, so just very specific people, but your personal transits will show it exactly. So thank you very much.